Hello everyone and welcome to the live stream. I hope that you're all doing good. Tonight, of course, we're going to be hanging out for a couple of hours talking about a bunch of different things that have happened over the past few days. I didn't stream on Sunday, but I'm here now. That's what counts, right? It's been a very eventful past few days, actually. There has been so much random shit that has happened. So we have a lot of updates, new situations, primarily updates though. So we're going to be talking about Henry Cavill. There was a giant leak that happened that, spoiler alert for Black Adam, shows in one of the credit scenes Henry Cavill returns. And now we're hearing, according to rumors, that a new Henry Cavill Superman movie is in early development, which is great and also worrying at the same time, because while I do really like Henry Cavill as Superman, and I will always like him as Superman, I'm just a bit worried about where they're going to go with the character and this version of the character. And I'm gonna be honest, just all the drama that has surrounded the DCEU has really kind of turned me off from it. Until we get like solid information about Ezra and what they're planning to do there, and if they're gonna scrap the Flash or work with the Flash. When it comes to DCEU projects, I'm not really getting my hopes up for them, but there is a big rumor going around that they are going to be working with Henry Cavill again. We're gonna be talking about Bayonetta 3. Oh god, guys, this is making me pretty sad now. So the other day, I talked about Helena Taylor coming out, talking about how she said she was offered only $4,000 to reprise her role as Bayonetta in Bayonetta 3. She asked people to boycott the game. She said that she was very disappointed with Platinum Games and Nintendo, and of course, when we heard $4,000, we all felt pretty insulted for her. Everyone was pretty upset, and the game's director went on social media, had a complete meltdown, ended up deleting his Twitter account, but now a new report is coming out claiming that she was offered $4,000 per session, and they were going to be doing 4 to 5 sessions with her for this game. So she would have ended up in the $15,000 to $20,000 range. But this report is also saying that she wanted more, that wasn't enough for her. She was looking for more. She was looking for residuals as well as an initial payment. But this is only coming from one source, and it is coming from Jason Schreier over at Bloomberg, and his track record isn't the best. Now, there is another gaming website that is backing up some of these claims, but not all of them. They're basically saying that yes, she was offered a bit more. She was offered, I believe their estimate was like $12,000 to $15,000 to play Bayonetta again, but she was not looking for residuals, which of course would be a very different situation. So we're going to be talking about that because obviously a couple of days ago, I covered the initial situation. We were all pretty upset with hearing that she was no longer going to be voicing this amazing character that she has voiced for years at this point, since 2009. So of course, I wanted to cover this. We're also going to be talking about She-Hulk. I have a couple of random She-Hulk topics. We'll probably go through them pretty quickly since I don't want to cover each of them in depth, but the director is saying the production team wanted to make this series about a woman navigating sex, but also something that everybody, including children, can enjoy, which to me, those statements do not go together. Those statements do not work together. If you want to make a show about a woman navigating her sex life, I guess that's fine. In my opinion, it doesn't matter if it's a normal girl or a giant green girl, aka She-Hulk. You have to have really good humor, a good storyline. None of that existed in She-Hulk. But saying that you wanted to make a show about a woman navigating sex, but also a show that children could enjoy, that is icky. I don't know. The way that statement came off, absolute massive ick. We are also going to be talking about how, of course, this series apparently only existed as a fuck you to critics, and the head writer boasted, "Part of me really loves trolling the trolls." I did previously talk about this, but I thought that it would be good to bring it back up and mention it again, since there's not really going to be much to talk about with She-Hulk going forward. Of course, we don't know if it's going to get a season 2. Apparently, the creative team behind it doesn't really think it's going to get a season 2. The actors don't really think it's going to get a season 2. I don't think that it deserves to get a second season, but yeah, I figured that we could do one last talk about She-Hulk until someone else makes icky statements. We're also going to be talking about the Rings of Power. Now, of course, Rings of Power is over. The finale has aired. Massively disappointing series, but this is an article from only a couple days ago that I didn't catch initially, but I still wanted to talk about, and that's how the rankings for this show had dipped right before the finale, which definitely isn't good. And I also wanted to mention this quickly, how apparently this show really struggled to connect with young viewers, and obviously a successful show can draw in basically everybody, all age groups. I mean, if you look at something like House of the Dragon, it's very, spread viewership numbers. But apparently the Rings of Power struggled. Apparently 71% of its audience was 35 years or older. That is not good for them. You need younger audiences to be interested in your products if you want them to be successful. That's just how mainstream television works at this point. You need as many people from as many different groups as possible. And we're also going to be talking about G4. As you guys know, I covered it yesterday. Comcast has officially killed G4 less than a year after the revival, and a major reason why the network died were because of the people that they decided to employ. Frosk, Adam Sessler, all people who are deemed as just toxic individuals who went on their own rants, divided fan bases, caused viewers to ditch the network. But of course, these people have decided to go on more rants on social media. Thank you, Chris.
If you ever meet a guy named Larry,
oh my fucking god. Oh my god. That is... I've been thinking about that. And not in like a weird, like... I've been thinking about it. But I've just been thinking about how fucking just yuck that whole scene was. I mean, it makes sense, right? He's got a clubbed foot. He's all fucked up. He has an obsession with feet. That shit is whack. I never want to see that in television again. Thank you, though, Chris, for the $10 donation. Much appreciated. Thank you. Man. That was suspicious. But Frosk, of course, decided to go on social media and go on another giant freaking rant, throwing anybody under the bus that she could. And Adam Sessler also decided to go on Twitter and do a post-firing meltdown. I get it, right? When people lose their jobs, it's hard. First of all, Frosk had her contract bought out a couple of weeks ago, so yeah. Adam Sessler is pretty pissed because, of course, he was one of the people that was let go. But these are individuals that cannot accept the fact that they were a major key in the death of G4. And, of course, they basically just want to blame everyone but themselves. So, yeah, guys, those are the topics for tonight. How are you all doing? I hope that your evening is going well. Welcome to the live stream. their G4 was so antiquated, people are doing the same thing. They were for cheaper and without slamming their fan base. Right, exactly. That's a problem, right? A lot of people were initially hopeful that G4 would come back. They would be very innovative because they used to be very innovative. But there are a lot of people who are their equivalents that, again, yeah, like you said, don't attack their consumers, appreciate their fan base, and give, you know, audiences just the content that they want, which of course G4, Next Play, and all their different channels were not really doing. Sussler is melting, alert, alert. Yeah. Adam Sussler, he's another person that, you know, when G4 was revived, people were excited to see what he was going to do for G4, because of course he was on the original G4. But I think a lot of people over the years didn't know how political he really got, which he definitely divided the fan base, that's for sure. Glad to see shows like House of the Dragon expand the minds of young women like Vera. House of the Dragon is, it's a pretty good show, but, well, there's some things I would rather not see. That's for fuck's sake, sure. That's for sure. Gave new meaning to the word yuck. Yup. That, last House of the Dragon episode is very interesting. The G4 revival needed more hot tubs. Well, what's hilarious about that is that they did try that. You know, they let Frost go on this sexism in gaming rant and about how you shouldn't objectify people and blah, 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 blah. But then, right, a couple months later, they had Amaranth sitting in a fucking tub filled with plastic, like, jump pit balls. In a bikini. It's like, if they had initially just done skits like that, yeah, there'd be a few people who would be like, that's not the type of content we want. But the backlash would have been so much less. But because, of course, they established, oh, sexism bad, you're just viewing women as objects, and that's bad. And then they followed up with the whole inflatable pool bikini ball situation. It just made them look so much worse. Yeah, the Amaranth situation, it was rumored that they gave her, like, a shit ton of money, but I feel like they probably didn't give her as much as a lot of people think, because she wasn't just on their YouTube channel. She was, like, on a Twitch stream with another larger Twitch streamer. I mean, Austin had, like, 2 million followers on Twitch, so she probably was like, on one hand, hey, he's my friend, I'll help him and like his channels out, and she probably got something for it, but yeah, we are all objects, let's enjoy it while we can. They had a plastic woman in a plastic tub. Yeah, they even paid for Amaranth, and it didn't go anywhere for them. Because, again, they established something, and then only weeks later they're changing their stance, which makes them look so fucking hypocritical. But we'll talk about G4 just a little bit. Let's start with the first topic, though, which is going to be Henry Cavill. Now, I love Henry Cavill as Superman. I think that Henry Cavill is a pretty solid actor overall. There are some roles that I still don't think that he should be in, like maybe James Bond. I don't know. I don't look at him and see a James Bond, but I do really like him as an actor. And there's been a lot of leaks for Black Adam over the past couple of days to like a week, and spoiler alert, during the post-credit scene of Black Adam, Henry Cavill, as far as we have seen through footage, does show up. And it starts a big rivalry between the two characters. But it is now being reported that a new Henry Cavill Superman movie is in early development. which for me feels a little bit conflicting. Because on one hand, I really like him as this character. I think that he's a good actor. But on the other hand, I've got to be honest, I don't really have any hope in the DCEU at this point. I just, after Wonder Woman 84, all of the Ezra shit that's gone on, all of the projects that have been reportedly canceled and that they don't want to do anymore, the actors that they don't want to work with, to me it just feels like meh. You know, I'm not sitting here getting really excited for it. Now, if this was like 3 years ago, I would be jumping off the walls with fucking excitement. But unfortunately, I just feel like there's been so much drama and so many canceled projects in the DCEU. I'm just kind of feeling like, you know what, I'm gonna believe it when I see it. Because even though this is just a report, and it seems like they are trying to bring him back, they could still end up not putting out this movie. You know, they could tease the character's return and then just decide to not bring him back, which wouldn't be very surprising since they initially said they didn't want to work with him again. It says, the Marvel Cinematic Universe has new movies and TV shows planned until death, but the future of the DCEU is more of a mystery. However, THR has a large new report offering the scattered details of many planned DC films and TV projects in the works at Warner Bros. Discovery. Perhaps most intriguing among them, Warner Bros. Pictures head, both of them, Michael D. Luca and Pam Abdi, are apparently seeking writers for a new Superman movie starring Henry Cavill, a Man of Steel 2, if you will, produced by Charles Roven. Christopher McQuarrie, the director of the recent upcoming Mission Impossible movies, is apparently on a wish list for the film, but this has not been has not been formally contacted about it. That, to me, is a giant red flag, because we know right now they're filming the next Mission Impossible movies back to back. So, to me, when I hear that, it makes me think, okay, are they, you know, not planning on doing this movie for a couple of years? Are they just hoping that maybe the schedule with Mission Impossibles will change? We don't really know. But another, major question is this. It says, this talk of a new Henry Cavill Superman movie runs parallel with Dwayne Johnson's desire for a Black Adam sequel that pits Black Adam directly against Superman. Furthermore, DC Films is still developing Ta-Nehisi Coates' own movie that will feature a black Superman, likely in a separate continuity from the main DCEU, like Joker. J.J. Abrams will produce that movie, and he apparently is involved with other DC efforts as well, though it's currently uncertain how Abrams fits into the big picture. I hate J.J. Abrams. I thought that I would just reestablish that, even though I say it every fucking time I have to talk about this absolute clown. Honk honk. Yeah, we don't really know what they're doing with this Ta-Nehisi Coates Superman. I have talked about it 2 or 3 times on the channel at this point. I don't really know anybody who is super excited for it. We have heard very few details except the fact that they wanted, of course, to make this movie feature a black Superman. And it was going to be Clark Kent, so it wasn't, it was going to be this version of the character. And we heard that they were trying to basically diversify behind the scenes. They were trying to get black director and executive producers. So that's all that we really know about that movie. Again, I don't know a single person on the face of this earth who has really asked for a Ta-Nehisi Coates black Superman movie. I would not be excited for it. Again, I feel like we have Henry Cavill who can play Superman. Why not just go with him? He is the safest option. He's the best option, in my opinion. J.J. Abrams is completely overrated. I agree. I am just not a big fan of J.J. Abrams. I don't know. I feel like so many people love him, and that's fine. Like, if you, oh my god, that scared the shit out of me. If you really like him, that's fine. I just don't see the hype.
Donated $5.
Thank you, Chris.
I still can't believe Cavill was only given one solo movie
Right?
and Affleck no solo movie.
Oh, don't get me
DC blew it.
started on Affleck. Thank you. Sad about Ben Affleck, okay? Listen. I'd like to stout something. I respect your opinions, guys. Everyone's allowed to have their own opinions. But if you think Ben Affleck's Batman was bad, you're just wrong. Your opinion's just bad. Let me pull a little bit of a Frost, okay? He deserved at least one single movie. And I think that even if you weren't the biggest fan of him as Batman, I think that most people can still agree he at least deserved one solo movie, right? Can you agree? If you can't, you're just wrong. No, in all seriousness, I really liked him as Batman, and I really love Cavill as Superman. I am so sad that they didn't do more with them. They had these great fucking actors, and yeah, they just completely blew it. Ben Affleck is the best Daredevil. Now calm down. Don't start. He's not. Okay, don't. It's not funny. Okay? Now that's a little too far. Yeah, I thought that Affleck was great. I thought that he at least deserved one solo movie. Maybe he didn't deserve to play the character for the next 15 years, but I thought that he at least deserved one freaking movie. I do think that he, had just, like, a lot of potential. Yeah, don't push it, NG. Don't push it. It says, though, beyond Superman, Henry Cavill and Man of Steel 2 or otherwise, THR reports on even further DC film developments. For instance, James Gunn is reportedly in talks to create another DC movie for unspecified characters, in addition to creating Peacemaker Season 2 for HBO Max. Now this is fucking clown world. A script for The Flash 2 has apparently already been written in the case that The Flash is a hit, and if Ezra Miller can stay out of prison. These motherfuckers dropped Ben goddamn Affleck as Batsy because, what? He was a little hard to work with behind the scenes. Okay, he might have been a little stuck up, a little cocky. Motherfucking Ezra Miller can't even stay out of prison. He's either robbing people, assaulting people. The list could go on. He's accused of grooming people. Allegedly. They dropped Ben Affleck because he was a little too hard to work with behind the scenes, yet they simp for Ezra. It makes zero sense. But yeah, there's a lot of rumors surrounding the DCEU, and I really like DC. I like a lot of the characters. I always have. I always will. Speak of the devil and the devil shall appear. But I can't find myself getting excited for DCEU projects anymore because I know what they do. They hype us up. They say, look at these characters, look at these actors that we're going to bring in. We're going to give you guys what you want. And then we don't end up getting what we want. So ultimately, only time will tell. Again, this is just a massive rumor right now. Do you believe the rumor, though, would be my question. I feel kind of inclined to, yes, believe it, that they might be trying to get Henry Cavill in a full-blown solo movie again, a Man of Steel 2. But at the same time, I feel like it's probably light years away, and maybe this was one of those leaks that they specifically leaked to the public so that they could test how we feel about it. But, yeah, that's all that I really had to discuss. Henry Cavill reportedly is getting a new Superman movie. It's not completely confirmed yet. If it came out, I would watch it. If we get, like, official confirmation, I would be excited for it. Again, I really, really like him. But, there's no confirmation at this point. It's just alleged rumor. So, who knows? Who knows? I suspect they are waiting to see how Black Adam turns out first, to be honest, which is fucking hilarious because Black Adam, Rotten Tomatoes, it's got like a shit Rotten Tomatoes score. You just reminded me. Yeah, a 50% by critics, which, again, that could mean that audiences absolutely love it, but if even the critics are panning it,
Awake donated
it could
$5.
go either way.
We need Henry in a Warhammer 40k movie.
That would
He's
be
a
sick.
Huge fan and has
I
expressed the
know, that would
desire.
be sick. Thank you, Awoke, for the $5 donation. Much appreciated. Thank you. That's what you get for earlier, for pre-stream chat. Telling me to go away. That's what you get. Thank you for the $5 dono, though. Thank you. Yeah, it's sitting in a 50% critic score, which, again, sometimes we see awful critic scores and the user scores are fucking fantastic. I just have a feeling it's going to be 50% for both. No, Awoke, that's what you were mean in pre-stream chat. Yeah, 50%'s not too good. And again, it is critics. I don't really fucking trust critics, but DC's Black Adam is lacking. The Rock leans too hard into stoicism for his performance, so much so that Black Adam never truly comes into his own as a character. Fun, frenzied, and flawed film. How can you give a movie a 3.5 out of 5 and then say it's got problems? I thought just maybe it's just me. It seems kind of high. Ultimately, the needs of the DC universe butt up against the overwhelming star power of Dwayne Johnson, and the film ends up losing many of the entertaining qualities it might have had. I don't know if this is a hot take. I'm not the biggest fan of Dwayne Johnson. Like, I think that he's been okay in Hollywood. Like, I think that he's part of some things that are okay. My problem is that I don't think I've ever seen a movie where he's playing a character besides himself. Maybe it's just, after all, the wrestling and just the big persona that he built for himself. But whenever I see The Rock in a movie, it's not like he's playing this character, okay? It's like he's just playing himself. I don't know. Is it just me? Is that a bad take? Johnson's career has become so meticulously engineered in marketing that even his brooding, murderous DC anti-hero can only cause Teflon mayhem. Black Adam is nothing more than a mismatch of big-budget superhero cliches with empty dialogue, atrocious editing, a forgettable villain, and a lackluster story. You know, it's bad when the end credit scene is one that people will talk about the most. Also, thank you, Raj, for the $1.99 super chat. Much appreciated. Thank you. I liked him in Fast and Furious. I don't know. I don't fuck with him. I don't know. He's just me. He's replaceable. He's a replaceable actor. I'd rather see him in less things. I'm just not a fan. But alright, guys. Next, we're going to be talking about Bayonetta 3. Some, interesting updates. Not good ones, but interesting ones. The other day I talked about Helena Taylor coming out saying that she was only offered $4,000 to reprise her role as Bayonetta, and of course we're talking about a franchise that has made over $500 million. People were pretty fucking heated and pretty upset. I know that, you know, I'll be the first to say it, I'm very sad that she is not reprising her role. Now, I had said this then, I will say it now, I do not plan to boycott Bayonetta 3. I don't really boycott games. I do still plan to live stream it and play it on the channel. But there has been some interesting news that might change people's opinions on the situation. Now, of course, this is just a report, okay? No one has come out and officially confirmed or denied this. This is not like 100%, this is the truth, okay? Just a rumor. It's coming from Bloomberg's Jason Schreier, and Jason Schreier does not have 100% track record. So keep all these things in mind. This is by Digital Trends. It says, Bayonetta 3 report claims Helena Taylor was offered at least $15,000 to reprise her role. Now, again, initially, a couple of days ago, we were told by Helena Taylor herself that she was only offered about $4,000 to voice this character again, and she refused, which, of course, we're talking about a $500 million franchise here. If I was offered $4,000 as well, I'd probably refuse. I think a lot of people that are voice actors would refuse. And it did bring up a big conversation about voice acting and how, poorly voice actors are unfortunately treated and how unfairly paid they are a lot of the time. But now we're hearing some more interesting details. So, it says the original voice actor of Bayonetta was reportedly offered between $3,000 to $4,000 per recording session to work on Bayonetta 3. The report comes after Taylor claimed that she was offered a flat $4,000 to reprise the role in a series of videos calling on fans to boycott the upcoming game. Now, something that a lot of us did find very suspicious was the timing of it. Why did she come out only 3 weeks before launch telling people to boycott it? Why wouldn't she have been going on this campaign for months at this point? Unless you were trying to get people to react very quickly. And of course, potentially without having all of the details. I, at this point, still do not, I don't really fully believe either side. I think that there's probably a middle ground here that maybe we're missing. But it says, according to Bloomberg, Bayonetta 3 developer Platinum Games was going to have her reprise her role as the character for at least 5 studio sessions. Each session was reportedly going to pay between $3,000 to $4,000, which would amount to at least $15,000 total. However, Taylor reportedly asked for a total sum of 6 figures as well as residuals for Bayonetta 3. Platinum Games declined Taylor's offer, and after negotiations, the developer began to look for a new voice actor. Now, there are 2 other sources claiming similar information, but not quite the same. So I have seen other news sites and reporters say that she was offered between $3,000 and $4,000 per session. They are saying, these other 2 sites are saying that she was offered 4 sessions, so that would be $12,000 to $15,000. In total, where this number is $15,000 to $20,000. But Bloomberg is reporting that she allegedly wanted 6 figures as well as residuals, but the other reports are not saying that. They are not saying that she wanted 6 figures, she did not want residuals, so there's just a lot of information that is not confirmed right now. Of course, like I always say, take everything with a grain of salt. It's probably somewhere in the middle. My guess between her report, their report, she was probably offered $10K, and she didn't want $10K. She thinks that she deserved more. Obviously, just my thoughts on it at this point. But Jason Schreier did tweet this. Guys, I'm blocked by him. I've been blocked by Jason Schreier for probably a year now. And not much was lost. Stop being a little bitch. Stop blocking people simply because you don't like their opinions. Last weekend, Bayonetta's former voice actor called for fans to boycott the new game, saying she was offered just $4,000 to work on it. Her Twitter videos went viral and stoked a debate over voice actor wages, but the full story is much more complicated. It says, though, when reached out for comment, Taylor told Bloomberg that this sequence of events is an absolute lie and that Platinum Games is trying to save face. I would like to put this whole bloody franchise behind me, quite frankly, and get on with my life in theater. Bloomberg also reports that Bayonetta 3 had higher acting costs than other games because Nintendo relied on unionized voice actors. That resulted in a minimum of around $900 per 4-hour recording sessions as well as bonuses. It says, of course, yesterday, Jennifer Hale took to Twitter and said that she was under an NDA and couldn't comment on the situation. It was just a very simple, generic answer that Jennifer Hale gave. There is something that isn't adding up with the situation. Now, for my opinions based on the information that we've gotten, I believe that she was probably offered $8,000 to $10,000, and she didn't like that number, and she might have wanted more. Now it is obviously just a debate of opinion at this point, right? Because we're getting multiple different reports. She's saying that it's not true. I do think it is important to point out, though, here, that a company would try to save their ass, okay? This situation blew up on social media. Everybody was talking about it. Everybody was trashing Platinum Games and Nintendo. I wouldn't put it past a company like Platinum Games to put out any kind of statement or feed reporters false information to get people off of their asses, because they do need this game to sell. I mean, it's only 3 weeks until the game launches from when she made those initial statements. Yeah, they could just be exaggerating with these numbers, but she also, could have been as well. She might say, oh, they were only offering me $4,000. They're trying to spin it as they offered her almost up to $20,000. I bet it's somewhere in the middle between 8 and 10. Maybe they offered her like $3,000 for 3 sessions or $4,000 for 2 sessions or something like that. So there's just a lot of he said, she said. Some reporters are saying one thing, some reporters are saying another. Again, Bloomberg is claiming that she wanted 6 figures as well as residuals. Other sources are saying that she wasn't asking for 6 figures. She wasn't asking for residuals. So there's just a lot of information to go off of at this point. Like I said initially, and like I will say now, I am not going to be boycotting the game. First of all, I have never on this channel said that I am specifically boycotting a game. Sometimes I decide not to support games, but I don't really boycott games, and I will not be boycotting Bayonetta 3. I will be streaming it on the channel, and if you guys still choose to boycott it, that is 100% your right. I mean, if you feel like you want to boycott it, go for it. I'm all for that. Do what you feel is best. You're an adult. You don't need me to tell you what to do with your life, but I will be streaming it. So let's say we have 100 people in a stream and none of you guys want to buy it, but you still want to see the game and experience it. It's 1 copy of a game purchased compared to what could have been 100. And that's the way that I view it. Obviously, I'm a content creator, so I do view it a little bit differently. If I wasn't a content creator, my opinions on this situation would be much different. But since I am a content creator, I will be streaming it. It's pointless to boycott, to be honest. I unfortunately do not think that boycotts work a lot of the time when it comes to video games. And I'm going to be honest, I don't think that people should be shamed for playing or not playing a game. Even though, look at like Saints Row Reboot. I didn't buy it. I didn't want to spend my money on that dog shit, and I ultimately decided to not show it to my audience. I don't judge anyone else. I don't judge anyone else who bought it. That is your fucking right. I'm not going to sit here and act like I know what's best for you. And that's unfortunately something that a lot of people on social media do. They sit there and basically act like they know what's best and you should listen to them. I'm not going to fucking do that to you guys. If you want to buy the goddamn game, go and buy it. And if you want to boycott it, good for you. It's your choice. Who's asking for a boycott? The voice actress herself asked people to boycott it, which a lot of people thought was very suspicious. Thank you, Autobots, for the $5 super chat. We're probably not going to get the full story. All we know is Bayonetta has a new voice, and that does, make me sad. I don't hate Jennifer Hale. She has voiced some of my favorite characters of all time, like Bastila. She's one of my favorite voice actresses, don't get me wrong. I still think that Helena Taylor cannot be replaced, and I still do not think that she is going to stand up in terms of Helena Taylor's voice acting. I think that, Jennifer Hale will do an okay job. I don't think that she's going to nail it like Helena Taylor could. It's just the situation we're in, though, at this point, which, again, is sad. I would much rather her be part of it, but it's a situation we're in. Also, 150 people here. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the live stream. Thanks for being here. Make sure to give this stream a like if you're enjoying. Check out links in the description. Follow me on social media, donate, support, all that fun stuff. Thanks for being here. Oh, also, guys, tomorrow, Silent Hill announcement. Tomorrow at, I think it's 2 p.m. PDT. They're, yeah, 5 p.m. Eastern. They are announcing updates for the Silent Hill series. So, new game announcement? Maybe a remake announcement? Some kind of announcement? Who knows? Works for me, though. I like Jennifer Hale, but she's in nearly everything. Yeah, I mean, again, I don't dislike Jennifer Hale. She's voiced some of my favorite characters. I don't think that she can replace Helena Taylor. To me, in my opinion, that's the way I feel. I'm nervous because Konami sucks. I 100% agree with you. Thank you, Kat, for the $5 super chat. Vera, sorry to be drama here. I'm still not getting it because it put me through too much. I will watch you play it because you're a queen and tougher than me. Let's go, Hale. Oh, thank you for the $5 super chat. Yeah, again, you don't want to buy it. That is completely your right. Don't purchase it if you do not want to support it. Ultimately, it's your choice, and I'm not gonna sit here and judge people. I've never really done that. I mean, of course, I like to make fun of you guys sometimes, but it's all in, you know, it's all fun in games. I'm not actually seriously judging you guys. If you want to buy a game, fucking go for it. If you want to boycott it, go for it. Again, if I was just a normal consumer and I wasn't a content creator, there would be games that I would say, you know what, I'm not gonna play it. I'm gonna boycott it. Fuck it. When you consider the amount of time spent recording, this is a ton of money per hour, way more of a rate than any of the developers get. That is a major reason why I'm not boycotting the game, is because even though I like Helena Taylor and I'm sure that there's a middle ground in information that would make me side more with her than the company. Sorry, I have no company loyalty. You know, it wasn't just one person that was part of the project. We're talking about a massive amount of people, massive teams. And we're ultimately not talking about just one individual. Yeah, I don't like Jason Schreier either. I've been blocked by him for like a year and a half now. Come on, Jason. Unblock me. Come on, Jason. Stop being a loser, soy boy. L plus ratio plus maidenless plus tarnished. Plus degreeless, probably. Who the fuck goes to school for journalism these days? Not Jason Schreier, that's for shit sure. But alright guys, next we're gonna be talking about She-Hulk. Yay! This is creepy. This is creepy. That is not okay. These things should not go in the same sentence. Sessler is a lame-o. He is. Adam Sessler is a lame-o. And, well, that's it. That's my analysis. That's my analysis. L plus ratio plus utter fail plus don't care plus didn't ask plus tainted plus maidenless plus destroyed. That reminds me, talking about all this maidenless shit, I have to show you guys this because I'm gonna buy this for myself. Hold on. I have to find it. Hold on. Yeah. Look at this shit. We're talking about being maidenless and tarnished. Look at this shit. That is sick. It's our girl. It's only 20 bucks. I gotta buy it. I have to order it. I have to stop procrastinating. I'm a procrastinator, though. Imagine She-Hulk on top of you. I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna pass on that. It is so metal. It is. That is one sick ass fucking shit. It's 20 bucks. It's on sale right now. I gotta fucking buy that shit. I'll give you guys the link in case you want it. There's also this one that is also fucking sick. I think I gotta buy them both. That is sick as well. See, I can find good things too. I can find cool things. I can't post the link here. It's too long. Hold on. That's what she said. Is there not like an easier way to share this dumb shit? There's not. I'll post it in Discord because the link is too long. But if you look up Melania t-shirt on Etsy, it pops right up. Melania band shirt pops right up. Anyway, guys, this creepy situation happens. Now, I think that this will probably be one of the last times that we talk about She-Hulk because the show is over. The actors have said they don't think that they're going to get a season 2. I don't think that the show deserves a season 2 either. But this weird, kind of creepy comment was released. The She-Hulk director, Kat Corio, says production team wanted to make the series about a woman navigating sex, but also something that everybody, including children, can enjoy. Now, I'm all for adult-themed entertainment. You guys know this already. I'll establish my thoughts again. I am all for adult-only content, rated R content, sex, violence, gore. I'm all for all of it. Push the limits as much as you fucking want. As long as a game, a TV show has a proper age rating, create whatever the fuck you want. I am also for content aimed at kids. I think that obviously kids should also have content that they can enjoy. But these two statements do not fucking go together. Again, if She-Hulk was a show about a woman navigating her sex life, the jokes were funny, ha ha ha, I could see it working. But a show about a woman navigating sex, but also something children can enjoy, and she didn't use the word teenagers, right? If she had used the word teenagers, I probably would feel different about this. Because when we're talking about teenagers, I'm thinking about like 16, 17, sex is in that entertainment. Let's just be honest. I mean, 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds, they're watching horror movies with blood, violence, gore, and sex. That, to me, is very different. But using the word children, that is a red fucking flag. It says, according to the She-Hulk attorney at law director, in addition to trolling the trolls, a secondary goal of Marvel's latest Disney Plus series was to present a story about a woman navigating sex, but also make it something that everybody can enjoy, including children. Yeah, sure. Yeah, that totally is fine. Did nobody listen to this statement and go, that is not what you should be saying? It says she provided this insight into her and her team's intent during a post-game interview given to Polygon. Ugh. Did no one listen to this interview and go, that's not what you should be saying? Everybody just thought that this was a good statement. Everyone thought that, like, this was okay. I mean, was this a Netflix show? Therein, the director explained that not only did the series' production team set out to, as previously affirmed by the head writer, focus their story on the smaller moments of a superhero's life and being able to see a superhero coming home and kicking her shoes off after a long day of work, but also to address what they perceived as a societal fear around sex and around the idea of sex positivity. I have obviously always had this stance. I think that sex and entertainment is fine and it shouldn't be viewed as some like awful thing, right? Oh my god, this show's disgusting just because there's sex in it. I think that that is absurd. I will always think that that is absurd. And there are some people out there who think that there shouldn't be like sex and entertainment. But to say that you also wanted this show to appeal to kids is fucking mind-boggling. It says, so it was our job to keep having the conversation. We wanted to say, look, she's a woman in her 30s navigating modern life. Sex is a part of that story, and ask how far we could go. Again, if this was like a funny show, I could see the whole sex storyline, her hooking up with Daredevil being funny. But it's just not funny. It says, to this end, the director concluded that the team wanted to make it realistic about a woman navigating sex, but also make it something that everybody can enjoy, including children. But there is an element of the show that is really fun for young people. The sex? Is that the element? Because you're talking about how that's a main element of the show. Are you talking about sex? I'm sorry. I'm sure that she meant it to come off more as like, oh, it's got these more adult themes, but there's also comedy in it and humor and lightheartedness that could make it a family fun show. Like, I'm sure that she's not trying to make it sound like, oh, kids should be consuming content with sex. But how can you see it as anything else? I mean, come on. Come on. How does a normal human being sit here and say that like it's a normal thing? I don't know, guys. That is pretty weird to me. Again, I think that if the jokes in this were funny and the episodes weren't just like, haha, She-Hulk's on Tinder, I think it could have worked. But that's all the show was. And to say that kids could watch it that's just kind of weird. So, yeah. Kind of weird. Ha ha ha. Weird. Weird. Also, apparently the lead writer, Jessica Gao, almost quit the series over a disagreement with Kevin Feige about a single joke in the finale. Yikes. She should have quit. That's my take. She should have quit. It says, giving a peek into an alternate future, which may have saved everyone from a lot of pain, She-Hulk attorney-at-law head writer has revealed that once she came dangerously close to exiting the series over a disagreement between her and Marvel Studios boss Kevin Feige over a single joke in the season finale. They should have fired her. She should have quit. Come on. I'm all for women empowerment. If women feel they're being wronged, okay, they should quit projects. She should have quit. Let me spin this so I don't sound like a misogynist. I'm for women and strong women. And she was wronged. And honestly, they exploited her and they wronged her. She should have quit. Marvel, the only way that you can make this situation better is if you erase all of her work from Disney Plus. Because honestly, you fucking wronged her, you sexist pigs. Let's start a petition. Honestly, she was wronged. Her work should not be on Disney Plus. Okay. Recalling her spat with him to comicbook.com during a recent appearance on the site's Phase Zero podcast, she explained that the joke at the center of their dispute revolved around the appearance of the Kevin machine. That was wonk. I don't know why they did that. They had a room filled with the writers. All of the writers were in the season finale, and all the executive producers at a table, yet they made Kevin Feige a fucking robot? Okay. Now this is stupid, okay? Given the fact, yeah, you guys agree. You guys respect women as well. Honestly, we respect women around here. She was wronged. All of her work should be removed from Disney Plus immediately. Stop making fun of the way that I say room. I say room perfectly fine. You guys are just little bitches. Stop! Oh my god! You're gonna drive me crazy. I say the word room just fine. Room? How else do you want me to say the word room? You guys are just so judgmental. Given the fact that the robot, I hate you guys. I'm about to pull a Frost G4 up in here. You guys suck. You're all pigs and you guys just are awful and you should drink piss. Come on, guys. Okay. Can we move past this? I say the word room just fine. I hate you guys. Given the fact that the robot behind the curtain was intended... Now I know why Frost freaked out. I understand now. Hashtag I stand with Frost. Given the fact that the robot behind the curtain was intended to be a parody of him, she wanted Kevin to be depicted as wearing a personally sized baseball cap. I would have fired her just for making that dumb comment. For making that dumb decision. However, despite having okayed everything in the series thus far, Feige put his foot down on this particular visual gag, as he found that it made little to no sense at all. I guess that he just got triggered. Kevin Feige is sick and tired of being made fun of, the way that I'm sick and tired of being made fun of. Honestly, I sympathize with Kevin Feige. He should have canned her ass. It says, She-Hulk comes into the real world, breaks into Marvel. You are a machine, and the disbelief you can't suspend is that there would be a baseball hat resting on top of the machine. And he was like, yeah, I can't. That doesn't make any sense. You can't do that. Yeah, I just feel like that's a really dumb design choice. I guess I'm glad that they didn't add that in, but I don't think that She-Hulk could have really been any worse. I don't think that there's anything they could have done that would make it less enjoyable. So, yeah, I thought that I would read that to you guys really quickly. But, yeah, that's all we had to talk about with She-Hulk. It was supposed to be about a woman navigating sex, but it was also supposed to be something that everyone, including children, could enjoy. Pretty creepy, if you ask me. Pretty weird. Haha, not things that I would put in the same sentence. But that's okay. I don't believe for a second this was the conversation. Yeah, if that was a real conversation, that would be pretty bizarre. I don't know if it went exactly that way. I'm sure that he said like, no, you can't put that in the show, but I don't know if they were, like, that friendly with each other. Who knows? We'll never know. There's never gonna be a season 2. If there's a season 2, I don't know. Give me some time to think about something. Like a bet that we can make. I'm not a bully. Was there anything funny in the show that you can remember? No, not really. There was, like, no jokes that stood out. There was nothing that happened that stood out. I guess She-Hulk's hypocrisy was kind of funny. Like, in the second to last episode where the hackers steal her sex tape and then put it on the big screen at the, like, the dinner party, and She-Hulk smashes the screen. I thought that that was pretty funny because, of course, in the first episode, she was like, I'm a strong woman. I'm better than you. So I guess that was kind of funny. So, this is from a couple of days ago. Now, obviously, the Rings of Power is over. The Rings of Power Season 1 is complete. They're filming Season 2. They're going to be working on Season 2 in a couple of years. We'll get the next season. But I thought this was some pretty interesting information. I must have missed this when this article initially came out a couple of days ago. But even though the show is done, I still wanted to show you guys this. So it says, Rings of Power dips in streaming rankings. It says the Rings of Power fell off some in its third week of release, but the pricey Prime Video show remained among the most watched titles in Nielsen's rankings. Netflix's Cobra Kai, meanwhile, spent a second week at the top overall title. The Rings of Power had 988 million minutes of viewing time in the US from September 12th to 18th per Nielsen. The show's fourth episode debuted on the 16th. That's a decline of about 18% from the previous week's 1.2 billion minutes. The series amassed 3.44 billion minutes of viewing over its first 18 days, placing it among the top half of Prime Video shows since the advent of Nielsen streaming rankings, with 4 weeks still to be tallied. Now, we don't have all of the information, obviously, but that is a very steep decline for only 3 episodes into the show. I mean, 18% decline in viewership percentages is pretty high. Now, I have always said this, every show is eventually going to drop. Every movie at the box office is eventually going to drop. People will decide, okay, we're not going to see this anymore, and then things phase out. Viewership eventually will decline to basically nothing. But when this billion-dollar show is only 3 episodes in of an 8-episode season, you'd think that that would be the height, because so many people are watching it, returning. And, well, it seems like that did not happen for them. Is it true that this is the only expression that the actress had throughout the show? Yes, I can confirm. It says, though, Cobra Kai edged up about 10% for the week, finishing with 1.92 billion minutes of watch time in its first full week after its 5th season premiered September 9th. It was the only title to top 1 billion minutes for the week, with 2 other titles that crossed the mark fell off considerably. Netflix's Devil in Ohio declined by 60% from 1.38 billion minutes to 552 million, and Thor Love and Thunder dropped by 59% on Disney+. Again, when it comes to something like Thor, I do feel a little bit differently about it just because it was already, out in theaters. This was months after its initial release. And anyone who really wanted to probably watch it or buy it did in that first, week or two. But when it comes to the Rings of Power, we're talking about a giant show here with a massive budget. We're not talking about something that, they decided to throw together in a couple of months. I mean, that's a lot of money thrown into a show just for it to fall off. Not even after the whole show is out, only a couple of episodes in. And as you can see, Cobra Kai had a significant lead. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, that is fucking nutty. It is almost, Cobra Kai had almost double. And then The Crown, a show that has been out for years, almost caught up to the Rings of Power. Because, of course, the Queen died. Rest in peace, Queenie. She died. She did. So, because the Broad croaked, okay, it shot up a show, a good show, but a show that was basically all but dead. And it almost caught up with the Rings of Power. I mean, that's bad for Amazon. She-Hulk was number 10. Fucking Stranger Things, that had already been out for 2 goddamn months, beat She-Hulk. That to me is pretty bad. I mean, I know that these are still ultimately crazy numbers. I'm not sitting here saying that these are terrible numbers for these companies. I mean, 403 million minutes viewed. It's still better than fucking 200 views, right? But it's not good when you're shoving this much money into these series. Also, it says acquired series, House of the Dragon, In the Dark, Game of Thrones. So these are... House of the Dragon falls under a different chart here. And House of the Dragon is fucking good. House of the Dragon's good. Also, can I just rant for a second? Do you guys remember when Rings of Power released? Or right before Rings of Power released? And how Amazon was promoting the Rings of Power on Amazon. Just like on the Amazon website. And they said that they were doing these exclusive Lord of the Rings covers with like the shitty movie the show posters with like them holding their weapons. They sell that shit at Target, in Walmart. They lied to us. They said it's an Amazon exclusive cover. Bitch, no it's not. I see that shit at fucking Target for 25% off. Anyway, I thought that was funny. I thought I'd tell you guys about that. They lied to us. Gee whiz, who could have imagined? Also, apparently the Rings of Power was struggling to connect with young viewers. Also, very, very bad news for them. As it says, expectations were high for the series, which concluded its first season on Friday, given its hefty reported price tag of $465 million to make season 1, and of course that is not counting the acquisition, which shoved a bunch of money on top. But it says, and while the limited viewership numbers we've seen have been decent, the series could have struggled to connect with an important demographic. It says 71% of the show's audience is 35 years or older in the US, according to Nielsen's latest streaming data from Thursday, which measured through the season's 4th episode. By comparison, get this, 68% of the audience for House of the Dragon is in the 18 to 49 age range. So 68% of the people watching House of the Dragon are 18 to 49. But the Rings of Power is 71% over the age of 35. That is kind of freaking crazy. I mean, that is not very... Again, not very good for Amazon. You want as many people in as many demographics as possible. And it just seems like the Rings of Power did not connect with younger audiences. I know just by watching social media, the response to these shows have been fucking massive, like TikTok and Twitter and Instagram, whatever. The response to these shows has been massively different. Because if you look at something like TikTok, there's a lot of younger audiences there. What has trended on TikTok? What has, more videos under hashtags? It's the House of the Dragon. And with the Rings of Power, younger audiences are just not interested in the show, which I've got to be honest, does make me sad, because I I think that ultimately the Rings of Power should have been better than House of the Dragon. I've said this from the beginning. I think that Tolkien's work is better than Martin's work. I think that Martin has some great fucking work. Do not get me wrong. I love George R. R. Martin's creations. Lord of the Rings and Tolkien's work is just better. And a show, Rings of Power should have fucking dusted House of the Dragon. I mean, Rings of Power should have done way, way better, and it didn't. And that's just how it goes. Hopefully they knew 15-year-olds weren't going to be interested in this. I don't think that they were ever anticipating, like, 15-year-olds to be interested in the Rings of Power, but to hear that they completely missed out on my age range, to hear that they completely missed out on the 18 to 25 age range is definitely very bad to hear. I mean, again, they want those people to watch the show. They want as many people in as many groups as possible, and they just could not get the show off the ground with that audience. Also, I got the bot. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, bot, for being here. Vera's new tattoo. There's a tempest in me. Galadriel. Well, Amazon's Galadriel is definitely an interesting figure. Shut the freak up, Awoke. Woke, listen. Listen, Awoke. The more mean things you say, the more I say the name that you hate. It's just the way that it's gonna be. Come on. Come on. Over 60? Come on. Martin owes his career to Tolkien? I agree with that. Obviously, their writing styles are different. Again, I love Martin's work. I love Tolkien's work. To me, though, when they're going face to face, Tolkien's work should win by a landslide. So, yeah, that's what we had to talk about with the Rings of Power. Well, I don't know. Have the user scores changed at all? Probably not. Rings of Power is bad. I typed that in. I don't remember that. Also, yesterday, in a video, I talked about how apparently they aren't feeling very confident with the audience they have, because hilariously enough, they're basically begging people to watch season 2. They're saying they're gonna follow canon and it's gonna be more accurate to the source material. Bitch, you should have done that in the first season. Huh? What? Bitch ass! Yesterday I talked in a video about how these stupid shit showrunners were like, oh, it's season 2, it's gonna follow the canon. It's actually gonna be accurate to the source material. Now they're explaining why season 2 won't incorporate any feedback from the fans? You guys suck. You guys fucking suck. No wonder nobody would hire you before the Rings of Power. No wonder you guys are fucking unknown hacks. Sorry. That was mean. Debuting... I don't have the brain cell for this. It's gonna die. Debuting on Prime Video last... Bitch, I don't want to read this shit. We already know what the fucking Rings of Power is. We're certainly listening to the critics and to our audience. You don't want to give any one voice too much weight, but figure out what people are responding to in the aggregate. I don't know if I want to point to any specifics. My immediate reaction to that question is no. We aren't paying attention to the response the show is having. Then season 2 is gonna be just as dog shit as season 1. You have to listen to your consumers. Listen, I know that you guys were never hired by any other companies, and the only reason why you were hired were Amazon because you guys are little fucking sheep who would do whatever they say because you're grateful to be getting a paycheck for them, and you don't actually have a backbone of your own or a creative bone in your fucking bodies. But the point of a show is for fans to watch it, for consumers to watch it. If you don't listen to fan and consumer feedback, no one is going to show up to watch your dog shit fucking trash ass show. L plus ratio plus tarnished plus maidenless. You guys are the fucking definition of tarnished idiots. I don't know how you could shut it out. But the second season has been written for some time now, and the storytelling grows and goes in different directions. That is informed by what we learned on season 1 on our own. You learned fucking nothing! You know nothing. You didn't listen to consumers, okay? You went in a completely random direction. All of these characters are new. All of these storylines are new. You made massive retcons. This was the problem that people had with season 1. If you don't listen to feedback for season 2, you're not going to get a season 3, a season 4, or a season 5. They said initially that they were planning on doing 5 seasons. They're only going to get 3 at this rate. They're going to cut it early at 3 seasons because they've shoved so much money into this trash can. I mean, you have to listen to consumers. Yes, number 1 rule of business, listen to the market. People are upset. People are unimpressed. People are underwhelmed. Okay, you need to change that going into another season. There are things that seem to really work. Bitch, what? What worked? Where did it work? What do you mean there's things that really worked? Name one thing. Chat, name one thing that the Rings of Power did well. I'll wait. Name one thing that the Rings of Power did well. I can name one thing, actually. It fucked up the source material! The storytelling will be different next time, not because of the response to the show, but because of the experience of making the show for us. Yeah, because you hadn't created anything else before this show, because no one else wanted to hire you, because you were nobodies. Talentless hacks, dude. Man, these guys suck. These guys really suck, huh? Why the Rings of Power Season 1 divided fans? Because it was bad. Because it didn't follow source material. It was its own thing. It was just bad. That's why. The Rings of Power also garnered a passionate fan base. Where? Where's the passionate fan base? This show is sitting at a 39% Rotten Tomatoes score. Where's the passionate fan base then? Because I don't see them anywhere. I don't see them. These people are actual losers. I'm going to talk about this in a video tomorrow. That pisses me off. Rings of Power. And this shit, this is it for me. I remember reading this yesterday. It will tell a story Tolkien never explored. It's headed to one of the locations that Tolkien never visited. This makes me so mad. This makes me so fucking mad. I don't even want to talk about the Rings of Power anymore. If he never explored it, then why the fuck do you feel you should explore it? Like you have a right to explore it. How does that make sense? Bitch, come on. I wanted the real article, not the stupid MSN version. Yeah, I agree that the show probably should have sat at like a 30%, but 39's still not good. It is what it is. Next topic, guys, we're going to be talking about G4. Quickly, though, before we get into the topic, if you're enjoying the live stream, make sure to give it a like. If you're not, give it a dislike. Consider donating via Streamlabs. Become a member via YouTube memberships. You get a special badge next to your name, access to special emotes, all that fun stuff, and it directly supports the channel. So I don't become another G4 and have to leave the internet. So thank you. Much appreciated. Thank you for being here. Yeah, it's that mentality of, well, he didn't say that this thing couldn't happen or it didn't happen, so we're gonna make it happen. Such bad freaking logic. They found out that money doesn't buy fans. You'd think that after the reception to season 1, they would be more interested in listening to consumers. You'd think, but they don't care. They got the internet to believe their hype. I really don't think that anyone on the internet believes that the Rings of Power was like this beloved super series, though. I just don't think that anyone really believes that. Anyway, guys. So, I made a video on it yesterday. I don't think we have to go over the basic details again. G4 has been shut down by Comcast. If you didn't see that video, go and check it out, though I'm sure most of you know it at this point. But Frosk and Adam Sessler decided to go on a massive, or each go on massive rants about G4. So Frosk said, "My sexism in gaming segment was approved by all executive showrunners in X-Play. When I was originally hired and cast, G4 made the internal statement that diversity inclusion was what it was built on to fix the past. I was fully supported initially until doxing and threats. Now, I never heard of anyone doxing or threatening Frosk. There were people that were being mean to her, and I will admit that. I mean, there are people who are mean on the internet, right? But I had never heard of any doxes or threats. So, making a claim like that is pretty crazy, especially when you're not providing any kind of, like, proof or anything. But it's not... It's really not surprising to hear that the execs greenlit that rant, because on one hand, yes, it seemed like she just kind of went on this ballistic fucking rant, and they just kind of went with it since it was live on air. But it was a show that most things were scripted. So while I did initially lean more towards it probably was just like an unhinged rant that wasn't greenlit, I also definitely could have believed that it was greenlit and it was planned. Again, we did know that they wanted to focus on changing their reputation and, you know, changing the way that people saw G4, because the old G4 was actually edgy and had fucking humor. But she also said, then I asked for support multiple times and was ignored or directly lied to about support coming. No guidelines, no plans, no help. Then management changed and it became openly hostile. Seems a little weird, because while yes, they might have greenlit it, you could have still not done it. I mean, she doesn't, like, go into the details, right? But this is the key to me, is she's saying my sexism in gaming segment. Obviously, she was the one who did it, but to me, it sounds like she came up with it, and she asked them if they could do it, or if she could do it, and then they just kind of said yes. I feel like a lot of it was probably Frosk's idea, and they just kind of greenlit it. So, if you decide you want to do something and you're the one who went on this rant, why do they need to support that rant? Why do you expect them to do things like have plans for you or help? I don't understand. It says it now. This is the last thing I'll ever say about G4. It won't be. Come on. Come on, Frosk. I know that this will not be the last thing you ever fucking say about G4. I know it's not. People who I worked with were lovely. I gave them everything. Producer, writer, host, and more. Would do it again. Love you all. So basically, she's just deciding to blame everybody else. And I'm gonna be honest, though. If I was in her position, I would do the same freaking thing. Okay, G4 doesn't exist anymore. These executives don't run your life anymore. You can't get fired for shit-talking them. I'm gonna be honest, I would probably try to blame them as well, but it's still the fact that she takes zero responsibility for her actions. This rant was a major key why G4 was killed off for the second time for this revival. She should be like, yeah, you know what? That rant was pretty bad. It was greenlit by the executives, so I did it. But instead of taking any kind of responsibility, no. Well, she decided to not do that. And Adam Sessler also decided to go on this post-firing meltdown. People were saying things like, oh wow, so we're embracing stereotype and unironically using NZ as an insult for people who disagree with us. Adam, while we're over here being adults, maybe you could just grow a thicker skin and not lower ourselves to your mom jokes. Just a thought. And he said, your mom's got a thick skin. I gotta be honest, guys. I don't know the demographic of my audience. Hold on, actually. Hold on. Audience. Research. Hold on. Shh. 94% male, 20% 18 to 24, 42% 25 to 34, 23% 35 to 44. Okay? If you are in the 23%, over 35, I don't know how many of you guys in chat are over 35. Your mom jokes. We need to have, from me to you, you to me, we need to have a little bit of a conversation. Your mom jokes are fucking cringe when you're, like, over 35, unless they are perfectly timed. Okay? They're good when they're timed properly. But when you just, you make the same ask your mom's got a thick skin, your mom was in my bed last night, it's just too much, okay? Your mom jokes are impressive when you actually have a purpose for them and when they make sense. In this case, this is just fucking cringe, and I hate the word cringe. But this shit, the way that Adam Sessler is doing this is just cringe. People who are in that age demographic, don't be a Sessler. Okay, make classy your mom jokes. Be better than Sessler. Grown man resorting to your mom claps. This is how grown adults cope. I mean, I could consider funding a House candidate in your district that cuts off all federal funding so you have to whore your daughters off to make ends meet while I drive by laughing. Or I could make fun of your mom. Bro, what the fuck? That shit went from 1 to 100 very quickly. Let me read that again. I could consider funding a House candidate in your district that cuts off all federal funding so you have to whore your daughters off to make ends meet while I drive by laughing. Adam Sessler needs a psychiatrist and a therapist. I don't like to diagnose people here, but Sessler needs some help. Because that is not a fucking joke. That is fucking just weird. I wonder if Adam Sessler is proud of his role in killing G4 within a year. Ask your mom. She's pretty proud of something. What does that even mean? Oh my god, stop killing mom jokes. What does that even mean? Ask your mom, she's pretty proud of something. What is she proud? It's not even funny. Your mom jokes can be so good, but this is just so cringe. This tweet from an account that no longer exists. You little bitch. All I got is people. I'm ready to turn the cap around my head. Let me know who you are. I actually came up when shit was hard. Plushy fucks like you just hide and yell. You're the one who privates your Twitter and blocks people for having opinions different than theirs. You're the one who refused to go on interviews and have conversations with people. You're the one who literally told your conservative family members to drink, piss, and die. You're calling us plushy fucks? Look who's fucking talking, dipshit. I have a feeling to bust your ass, but you're in Panama City, which is punishment enough. Truly the most disgusting place I've ever seen. First time I heard the word dark as code for black people, I thought they had an electricity problem at first. Adam! Stop! Adam! Oh my god. Just stop, Adam. You've got some issues. What the fuck? Adam, stop it. You're supposed to be a social justice warrior. You can't be saying things like this, Adam. You're not supposed to be edgy. What the fuck? Anyway, Adam Sessler is also going on an unhinged fucking rant. Oh, and he changed his Twitter profile to say, still woke, not broke. Sure, buddy, whatever you say. You're the one who's fucking mauling over the fact that G4 just got shut down. Gee whiz, that couldn't be money related, right? Couldn't be because you're broke, right? Yeah, Adam Sessler is fucking nutty. I don't know what just like normal human being would say that, but I guess that's the problem, is that no normal human being would just like go on social media and say these things and attack people for living in a specific place, or I don't know. Adam Sessler looks like he would punch me in the face. I don't like to judge people by the way they look, right? If I saw Adam Sessler in the street and like, let's say he's seen my YouTube videos, I think that he would punch me in the face. He looks unhinged. Honestly, he looks more unhinged than Ezra does a lot of the time, and that's saying something, because Ezra is completely fucking unhinged. I don't know. If I was in the same location as Adam Sessler, I would not feel safe. I'm just being honest. He looks like, yeah, he kind of does, Trent. He kind of looks like a crackhead that you'd meet in GTA. Anyway, those are the topics we had to discuss tonight, you guys. If you have any questions or topics you'd like me to talk about, feel free to leave them in chat. I will not be wrapping up stream for a little bit longer, so any topics, questions, leave them in chat. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. We're still hanging out for a bit, though. Don't forget tomorrow, Silent Hill, guys. At 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, there is a Silent Hill event. They're going to be revealing the future of Silent Hill. I was kind of tempted to stream it, but I don't know how long it's going to be. How long? Konami Silent Hill stream length. Thank you, Lamar, for the $2 super chat. What do you think of Stellar Blade? Stellar Blade? What is that? Hold on. YouTube. Stellar Blade. Oh, is that, was that Project? I know what game you're talking about. I had initially talked, but they just changed the name, didn't they? What was it originally called? It was like Project Eve. Yes, Project Eve. I am very excited for it. I hope that it's really fucking good. I am really excited for it though. Yeah, I couldn't remember off the top of my head if it was Project E, but it is. Yeah, I'm pretty excited for it. 30 minutes. It's 30 minutes. Do I stream for a half hour? 30 minutes? Bitch, give me an hour or something. I don't know. I could stream instead of making a second video. I could make one video and then stream. Vote in the poll. I don't know if I will. $5 p.m. Eastern. I don't know, maybe. It's like a half hour, so I'd probably end up streaming for like 45 minutes. Birthday stream. I will be doing a birthday stream. My birthday is next Wednesday. I will be live on Wednesday next week, and I will be doing my birthday stream. Yep. I don't know what I'm going to be doing yet. I have a couple of ideas. You guys have asked me to play this game. I don't know if I will, though, yet. I've been thinking about it. Let's bring up Steam. Man, Steam is actual trash dog shit. I love Steam. Honestly, great. You guys have asked me to play Jump King. I don't know if I will. I've heard it's a very difficult platforming game. Have you heard of The Legend 2? It looks cute. I really like the art style. Psychological horror? What? I don't know. Maybe. You guys have asked me to play it, so maybe. I need some ideas, though. If there are any, like, games you want to see me play on my birthday, let me know. But yeah. Birthday stream will be next Wednesday. I probably tomorrow will make posts about it. Vera having a conversation with Google. I'm at my computer most of the time that I am awake. And I do actively sit here and talk to myself. So, yeah, honestly, not very surprising. Cuckold Simulator, finally. No. Play Gotham Knights for your birthday stream. So, Thursday... Okay, so Thursday, and then Saturday and maybe Sunday, whatever, I will be playing Plague Tale Requiem. And then right after that, we're going to be playing Gotham Knights. I don't think I want to do that for my birthday, but maybe. But I think that I've decided, guys, about Halloween. So on the 28th, next Friday, Bayonetta 3 and the Resident Evil Village DLC comes out. I think what I want to do is I want to play Bayonetta 3 on release day and then release weekend. And then on Halloween, I'm going to be doing a stream on Halloween. Jeez, that's a lot of streaming. I just realized I'm going to be streaming Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But I think on the 28th, I'm going to play Bayonetta 3 launch day and then launch weekend, finish that game up. And then on Halloween, I'm going to play the Resident Evil Village DLC. Because I'm so fucking excited for the Resident Evil Village DLC. And I don't have, like, a Halloween game for this year. So I think we're going to do Resident Evil on Halloween. So yeah, Soma. I have not played Soma. You guys have recommended it before, though. Soma. I've heard that it's difficult. Or, not difficult, it's just like a horror game. Looks spooky. I'll write it down. Vera gets all her daylight from the screen. I usually do not go outside. Thanks. Thanks for calling me out on that. Also, guys, if you're enjoying the stream, just a reminder, give the stream a like. If you're not, give it a dislike. Check out links in the description and the pinned comment. Also, vote in the poll. Donate via Streamlabs, become a member, all that fun stuff. Yeah, Plague Tale Requiem came out today, and I was considering streaming it today, but there were just a lot of topics that I wanted to cover. How long is it? Uh-oh, I'm leaking my YouTube subscriptions. Plague Tale Requiem full game, 11 hours. 10 hours to 11 hours on average. It's not bad. I think we're gonna... Ah! I didn't click it! I didn't click it! But I think that we're gonna be playing that this weekend. And then Gotham Knights right after. And then Bayonetta. And then... Halloween. Or birthday and Halloween. And then... It's gonna be time for... God of War. Soma had me rethinking my life. It's a terrific game. Yeah, I've never played it. I've never played it. No, no drunk birthday stream. I will not be drinking on my birthday. I mean, like, I just, you know, I don't want it to be like a short stream. My birthday streams are usually long. I mean, last year, my birthday stream was like 5.5 hours. And then the year before was like 4 hours. Maybe for like super big donos, I would do like a shot or something. If someone donates like $100 or something, just so it's not like low and I'm not having to take 20 shots. But yeah, Soma. I'll look into Soma after stream. I'll look into it. Soma full game. I think, yeah, I must have looked at it like last year for Halloween, but I ended up not playing it. A sci-fi horror game. I was considering playing Haunting Ground this year. Last year I almost played Haunting Ground, but I didn't. The year before we played Rule of Rose. Last year we just played we played so many games last year. We played Alan Wake, we played The Evil Within, Fatal Frame. But this year there was just way too many games to play. There were too many new games. You can say your Sankaku Complex picture collection, Vera. Damn, leaked. Bandana Capex? Yes. Trent, that reminded me. I have to put them in Discord. I did get a couple pictures. I got like 3 pictures. They did not want to sit still, but I did get a couple pictures actually. That reminds me. I'll actually show them to you guys right now. I'll put them in Discord and then I'll show them to you guys. Here, I put them in supporter chat. Hold on. I'll show the cat Halloween bandana pics. Thank you to Trent for donating some cat bandanas. Here we go. I want to make sure there wasn't any private DMs. Look at! I got them in some of them. The candy corn ones. I was only able to do it for a very short amount of time though. But they were having fun. I need to try to take more pictures of them. They were pretty good. Mesh was very good. I think because Mesh knows in her mind, I think that Mesh knows like I'm gonna get treats for this and I know it's not gonna last long. So I think that the reason why Mesh was more accepting, because she knows, you know, she knows I'm not gonna leave it on her and she's gonna get treats. But I couldn't, like, actually, like, nicely, like, do a bow or anything because they wouldn't let me leave it on for that long. Yeah, Bilbo is extremely fluffy, and, I mean, he's as big as Mesh now. He's actually maybe a little bit bigger than Mesh at this point. His tail is a Swiffer duster. But, yeah, thank you, Trent, for the bandanas. They have definitely paid off, and I will try to get pictures of the other ones because you sent 2 packs. I'm gonna have to try to convince them to put those ones on. But, got some great freaking pictures of the little cuties. Bilbo is Well, I mean, they're both loafed. Like, she's loafed in this picture, so she looks kind of small. But he is floofy. He's as big as Mesh now. So yeah, guys, I wanted to, thank you, Trent, for reminding me. I knew that I had to post them, but I think I meant to earlier, but then I just didn't get a chance to. But thank you for reminding me. You're not getting drunk on your birthday? I mean, no. What's special about that? Fatal Frame is amazing. But yeah, great kitty pictures. The cats were actually pretty good. Bilbo steals things though. Like, he stole one of those bandana. I don't know where he put it, so I need to find it. He stole a potato earlier. Like a giant potato. I was peeling potatoes, and he stuck his head in the potato bag, and then dug his teeth into it, and then took it. He ran off with it, like, as fast as he could, because he didn't want me to catch him with it, but he stole a potato. He steals everything. He's a pack rat cat. Meshla is about to attack. Mesh doesn't really attack. I mean, she used to be better about playing, but now that Bilbo's here and he's a rough player, she's also become a rough player. I quit drinking 2 years ago, thankfully. That's awesome. I don't really drink. I mean, we've done one stream where I've taken shots, but yeah, that's about it for me. His name is Bilbo. What do you expect? Yeah, he definitely lives up to his name, that's for shit sure. How can I join the supporter channel on Discord? So, because you are a member here, message me, and I can set your account role, because unless your name is awake in the Discord, you'd have to message me, and then I can just set your role. But, unfortunately, a lot of people usually don't have the same name, so like their YouTube name will be different than their Discord one, and then I don't know, and then they don't message me. So just message me and I'll add you to the role. Don't watch the Rings of Power or you will start drinking again. Rings of Power is very, very bad. My cat had the same type of fur as Bilbo, and he liked to be brushed with my horse's brush and curry comb. I have like 3 brushes for him already. Unfortunately though, why are we doing cat updates? Now I just sound like a crazy cat lady. I don't know. It's fine. I think Bilbo is going to have some major problems with his teeth. Because I noticed his breath was kind of bad. And his breath has been consistently very bad for the past few weeks. And cats will get, like, vertical, like, darker lines on their teeth. And usually it's because of, like, plaque, like, slight decay. Like, Mesh has tiny ones, but she's almost 6 years old. Bilbo already has very dark lines on his teeth and at the base of his teeth. I think he's gonna have teeth problems, so I just had to spend money on prescription cat toothpaste and toothbrushes and, like, water additive. But yeah, I think Bilbo is gonna have some serious chomper problems in the future, but we'll see. Vera hits that peanut butter whiskey pretty hard. Peanut butter whiskey's awesome. Peanut butter whiskey is awesome. I've been trying to look for festive things, though, because you guys have asked me to do another shot stream, because you guys thought that was hilarious, but I don't know. Time for the cat dentist. I'm gonna try to stick with brushing his teeth for now, and see if that makes any difference, but, I mean, he's only, like, 8 months old. So it's definitely worrying. We'll see though. I mean, I'll do whatever it takes. If he's gotta go to a cat tooth veterinary dentist, that's fine with me. As long as he's okay, that's what matters. Oh, Awoke! Welcome to the Discord server, Awoke. Don't... I could change your username. I won't. Do you feed him canned food? I feed him a mixture. I feed them a mixture of dry food and then wet food occasionally. Probably like 3 times a week. Yep, vets are very fucking expensive, but it is what it is. I will do anything for the kitties. I mean, I had a diabetic cat. He was diabetic for 8 months before he passed away. That was thousands of dollars between vet appointments to initially get diagnosed, and then through infections and all that. So that was thousands of dollars, but it is what it is. But alright, you guys, with that being said, it is 10 p.m, so I'm going to wrap up the stream here. Thank you all so much for stopping by tonight. I do appreciate it. Yes, he does have his permanent teeth, so these are his big boy teeth, which is why it's so worrying. I think he'll be fine, but I'm going to start, brushing his teeth and seeing what happens, and take it one step at a time. Stick with dry. Yeah, usually he eats the dry, but I do give him wet food occasionally for that extra liquid. But yeah, thanks guys for listening to my cat rant for the past 10 minutes. You guys wanted it. You ask, I provide. We talked about a lot of different things. Of course, videos tomorrow. I will decide. Maybe I'll stream the Silent Hill events. I haven't decided yet, but I will let you know, but there will at least be video tomorrow. Check out yesterday's videos if you didn't see them. Check out links in the description. Follow me on social media, Twitter, Minds, BitChute, Odyssey, Getter. Join our Discord server. We're very active there, and of course I do tag you all when I go live in case YouTube doesn't notify you of the live stream. Next stream will be either tomorrow for the Silent Hill event for about an hour, or it will be Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern. I will be playing Plague Tale Requiem over Thursday and then the weekend, and then we'll be starting Gotham Knights. And then on next Wednesday, we're going to have a birthday stream. All of that will be posted, though. But yeah, check out the links in the description. Follow me on social media. Join our Discord. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for the donations, for the support. Thanks for stopping by. And have a fantastic evening, everyone.